implant without, numbing you up, where you were going through all this pain. Could you imagine every night you go to bed, since they didn't erase it out of your mind completely, the fear? Because I have heard it from a couple of people that they have a fear every time they go to bed at night. They're scared about being abducted again and having to go through all that same cycle again.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's why I still kind of wonder about myself. I don't have that problem.
You're lucky.
But to say it's not real. I mean, I've run into some people. They're logically, have some problems. There's a fear, and I don't blame them a bit.
Yeah, okay, we need to go on break. I'm going to mute you, so don't hang up. We're going to be back in 2.5 minutes. You're listening to Timothy Cullen, my guest. This is Gary on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and we are transmitting all over the world. So we'll be back in 2.5 minutes with Timothy, so stay tuned.
Yo.
We'll be right back with you, Timothy.
Oh, okay.
Coming to you from some far point station, like a cosmic tumbleweed, both north and south of the Pleiades. Here's your host, Gary Anderson.
Well, here we are. We got Timothy on for another half an hour. Timothy, are you still there? Hey, Timothy. Okay, well, let's see if he's there. Hey, Timothy, are you still there? Hey, James, are you there?
Yes, I am. And, I'm telling you, I think them up there is listening in on us down here.
It's something. I can hear him making noise there. Timothy, are you still with us?
Yeah, they probably are.
Oh, I got a funny feeling. I can't remember the guess offhand. Maybe James, you might. You remember the guess I had that when he was a young boy that he found an implant in his testicles and he couldn't figure out what it was, and he kept working on it, and then he removed it and tried to show his mother. His mother just said, "Hey, that's just a blackhead," but it wasn't. It was a cylinder, like a grain of wheat or something. You remember that one?
Yeah, that was Dave.
Yeah,
Dave Edmonds.
Okay, Dave Edmonds. And that he's been abducted numerous times. So that's what, concerns me for you, Timothy, that I got a funny feeling if you ever went back to the doctor and had an MIR, you'd probably find an implant in it with you right now.
Yeah,
well, like I said,
yeah. Your phone is totally breaking up. I can't even understand you at all. Okay, that is interesting. Hey, Timothy, I'm gonna hang up and I'm gonna call you back one more time on your other phone number, your main landline, and see if we can carry you.
Okay.
Oh, maybe we got you back. Why don't you say a word or two?
Okay.
Well, you're back now.
I'm back on? Yeah, like you got me, Gary. I don't know. But like I said, I do remember being out in California that one time. Sound equipment didn't work. Cameras went screwy all the time. Oh, yeah, I can name. Morning I'm going to work early, and I get up, and it's February. And I get to my job, and I said, I'm going to pick up. My hat was a little bit, so I grabbed it to kind of straighten it up, and I looked up, and I seen a light going from the north to the south across the sky. And I could see the sun just pink off to the east. But it's going, I thought, man, that's a strange-looking satellite. And about that time, it came to a stop. And it faded away from me just like a rock in a pond. And so, if you think they can do whatever...
Yeah, I think they can do a lot more than we even realize. That's the part that scares me. Now, after you went and had surgery, did he put you under, or was it local, anesthetic when they removed?
Just a local. I sat there and watched the whole thing. Just took it out of my arm. It was numb my arm a little bit. Mine was a pretty simple surgery.
What did it?
Dr. Lear had a fluoroscope, so they were able to find it and everything, and it was pretty simple surgery.
So he found it, he removed it. What did it look like when he first removed it?
Well, when I first see it, it looked like a peppercorn because it had a biological membrane around it encapsulating it. So, see, I didn't just see the metallic object; I seen the object and the membrane.
Okay, were you there when he removed that membrane away from the object?
No. When they took it out of my arm, then they put it in my bloodstream and put it in a sealed container to take it to the laboratory. Now, several years later, they come out and we're going to do a program, and Dr. Lear brought it out, and I got to see it. He told me, well, that's it. He says, it's a little thinner because there's been a little material taken off of it for studies. But,
But he kept it. Describe to the listeners, what did it look like when he showed it to you?
Well, it looked just like a cantaloupe seed type, little old silver cantaloupe seed.
And did he, when he sent it to the lab, did they come back with what it was when they analyzed it? What was it made out? What was it constructed out? What object, metal-wise, was it?
Well, meteoric iron is a big component, but it had, something like 30 to, I can't remember exactly, like 35 different elements in it, and a couple of them non-earthly isotopic ratios. So, and I think silver was one of them. Like, I think the isotope ratio on Earth for silver, don't quote me on this, is like, I'll give you the example, 8 to 1, and the isotopic ratio on this object was 50 to 1. So, I'm no scientist. I don't know. I'm just going to go with what Dr. Lear was telling me. For my basic layman, try to put it out there like that.
Now, did he ever describe any other tests that they do off of it? Did they check to see if it was emitting any type of emissions, RF, frequencies off of it?
Yeah. I was one of the first to suspect it. And he had a oscilloscope there. He didn't have the right microphone that it was close, so they didn't, there was a little skullduggery being done even back then. I can't overly prove it, but, from hearing things and the way things kind of, now look back, went down a little bit. But it was showing up, and then started showing it, giving out a signal, and then it did some other stuff, and then we had a little electronic pulse and it cracked. Imagine that. But, Dr. Lear didn't know a lot about it, but he got the basics from the guy, and Roger was he's probably one of the most intelligent people I've ever met. He knew a lot of stuff about a lot. And he was working, but whoever, I never ever found out who his man was on the radio frequencies. I know on something there was a Dr. Robert Kuntz was quite a bit of a go-to for information, but said they kind of got it, and he said, well, perceived that the object was surely it was sending a signal, and it could have been receiving a signal. So, and I think that was kind of found a little bit later on, but there was a little, everybody after that on this, well, it could have been contaminated, but, that's the way they was doing things. But, I'm sure, it's not just RFID, radio frequency. You go through a deal and pick up. I mean, these objects, and the signal they were sending out, I can't remember the exact frequency, and I lost the computer that I had it on, but it was a long-wave radio signal. You probably know more about them than I do. Situated for deep space communications.
That is
and it was in, I think, you got a little area on each frequency that's government only. Am I correct, Gary? Or
yes.
Something along that line?
Yes. Sir.
See, well, these frequencies were all up into that government control area. That's where they were at.
That gives me some more suspicion of what is going on even more there when you said that. Now, how was your health before you had that implant removed? And how about your health afterwards? Was there any difference over weeks, months,
well,
years?
Like I said, I think I've got chronic fatigue. In fact, I kind of went back a little while back. I could do a little writing. I'm taking a hint from Calvin Parker, but I just can't write about UFO experiences. I've got to kind of put my whole life into it, make everything make sense, and I'm still working on it. But I went back and looked at some of the NASA stuff, and it wasn't too long after I had surgery that I wrote down I was experiencing fatigue. And so, and that's been the real, other than whatever, I don't know, but I do know about that fatigue. It sucks. It's kind of a pain. I sleep a lot, and and I don't really like it, but that's the way it is. Either I take a little nap or I really can't function too good.
Yeah.
Now, a couple of these other guys, I noticed that when I went to the last lecture that Travis Walton was in Colorado, I went and listened to him again, and he was talking more about, his experience being a ambulance ride and some of the forces and, what it might have happened, how he got involved. But, being subject to massive electromagnetic disturbances, however, I thought it changed his brain pattern a little bit. And he was talking to, like I say, the man that was patient, and that's what he's got. They're perceiving that he might have had electromagnetic strong electromagnetic interference, and it's kind of